according to PlayStation chairman and all-around handsome guy and nice fellow as well, Shawn Layden, future PlayStation exclusive may need to lean into a wider audience. What? That I like to shake it, shake it. I like to shake it, shake it. The older you get, the more trivial certain things become, like console wars. Now, when we were growing up, so one of the big things was always who's selling more, what game is better than what, and who just had a worse week at E3. But again, like I said, the older you get, none of this stuff matters. But facts are still facts, and it's factual that Xbox One has yet to hit 45 million users, while PlayStation 4 has crossed over 100 million consoles sold. One of the reasons PlayStation has always done so well, especially during the PS4 era, has been due to their exclusive games. Those titles include Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Gran Turismo, and Spider-Man, to name just a few. Of course, just being an exclusive isn't enough to sell gamers on a PS4, let alone giving them a reason to pick up that title. But PlayStation fans get to routinely enjoy exclusive games that win numerous awards, including Game of the Year. All this brings us to the interesting piece that started this whole topic of PlayStation games going on other platforms in the future. When speaking to Bloomberg, Shawn Layden had this to say: "We must support the PlayStation platform. That is non-negotiable. That said, you will see in the future some titles coming out of my collection of studios which may need to lean into a wider install base." End quote. As always with quotes like this, sensationalism is the first thing that kicks in, and you may have read numerous articles about how PlayStation exclusives will be going to other consoles, perhaps Xbox, perhaps PC and Mac, or even mobile. But that's not really what Shawn was talking about. When speaking to Bloomberg, Shawn was specifically talking about multiplayer titles. Thanks to games like Fortnite, PUBG, and even Rocket League, multiplayer titles and what we expect from them has dramatically changed over the past few years. Before, when we typically thought about multiplayer, we might have envisioned Call of Duty, Destiny, or even Halo. But now a lot of multiplayer titles are leaning into the free-to-play model, which incentivizes you to purchase in-game stuff, whether it's gun upgrades, new maps, or in the case of Fortnite, mostly skins. And so in the context of multiplayer, Shawn thinks that in order for PlayStation games to compete with other titles out there and attract a wide enough install base, that they'll likely need to take them to other consoles and other devices, again, PC, Mac, or even mobile like iOS and Android. So none of this really means that we can expect The Last of Us Part 2 to appear on Xbox, or that a game like Ghost of Tsushima or a Gran Turismo title is going to make its way over to PC. Instead, what Shawn was likely talking about is that if there are multiplayer games being developed internally, that there's a good chance that those multiplayer-only titles will see themselves jump across to multiple devices. And this frankly is a win for not only Sony, but for gamers as well. From a gamer perspective, nothing's better than being able to just fire up a game and knowing no matter what device your friends have, that you can still play with them. And from Sony's perspective, multiplayer games like Fortnite, unlike Call of Duty where you purchase it just once and that's it, continue to generate revenue for them month after month due to their nature of in-app purchases. This means that, again, unlike even a title like God of War where you purchase it once, maybe beat it a few times and never touch it again, you'll continue to go back to these games, you'll continue to generate revenue and profits for Sony month after month, where they can then take those titles and invest them into games that we all love, again, like God of War, Spider-Man, and The Last of Us. So while at the beginning it might seem a little crazy for Sony to want to release games on other platforms, it frankly makes sense, and in this case it becomes a win-win-win for everybody. Other gamers who don't have a PlayStation get to experience the kind of games that we've always taken for granted. Sony gets to keep printing money out of the PlayStation business, which keeps it chugging, which means future consoles will be just as good as we want them to be because they had the money to spend on R&D. And for gamers, the more money Sony makes, the better exclusives we can expect, which is how they were able to purchase Insomniac Games, the studio behind Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, and of course the Resistance series. So that's been your daily news breakdown. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, so hopefully if you guys have any feedbacks, only nice ones, you can put them in the comment below. You can also click that beautiful subscribe button, and you can even hit that bell button that's somewhere on screen. You guys probably know better than me because you're younger than me and you know these things. I'm old.